was now 21. Me and her was having nothing but fun. Reeling and a rocking. Reeling and a rocking.
Can you sit back a bit?
Kind of hard. Adam Curry here with Tommy Conwell and part of the Young Rumblers. Welcome, guys.
Thanks a lot, Adam.
Good, well, fine. Good to have you here. Now, yet another. I'll just say once again, another hot band from Philadelphia.
Yeah, well, we're from Philly, and there's a lot of great bands down there. There's a real good music scene. The Hooters are from there, and there's a lot of great bands coming up who nobody knows about yet who are going to be big, too.
What is it about Philadelphia? Is it the club circuit? Is it...
I think it's that...
something in the food?
The fans, cheesesteaks and the soft pretzels and the hoagies, I think, one factor. But also, there's great fans in Philly, and the fans have an opportunity to get to know the music because local radio there is really behind the people in the music in Philadelphia. So you can get airplay, and there's a lot of great clubs, and there's a lot of great fans, and I think that's what does it.
Now you've built up quite a following. And how long have we been together? 5 years?
It's been a little over 4 years since the Rumblers started, but we've had actually Chris and Rob joined about 2 years ago. We were a three-piece band before that: guitar, bass, and drums, bare bones, rock and roll and blues. And then we added a keyboard and Chris on guitar, so it's, it's growing. Who knows what we'll add next.
Now, you all grew up in Philadelphia?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, all of us did. And the drummer and bass player who aren't here, they grew up in Delaware.
Now, you two were added later, like 2 years ago.
2 years into the project.
December 86? Yeah.
So how did you meet up?
Scouted us out.
Yeah, I needed a guitar player and a keyboard player. Actually, I knew Rob somewhat, and Chris, I found he was playing in a band. As I said, there's a million clubs and little bands, and there's just a million musicians happening in Philadelphia. So I just went out looking around and, got the best guys I could find, and here they are, and I'm proud of them.
Now, audiences in Philadelphia have just gone crazy about Tommy Conwell and the Young Rumblers. I mean, now you're on MTV.
Yeah, they've been great to us.
But this isn't your first record. You released something before this, right?
Right. We put out an independent record about 2 years ago, and we sold a lot of copies and got a lot of airplay, and I think it started getting some airplay in some other areas too, like Texas and in the New England area. So some people started catching on to that, and I guess the record companies caught on to it, and they became interested in us making a record for them. So we had a lot of record companies to choose from, the major labels, and we went with Columbia, and they've been really great to us, and I felt like we made a really good record this time.
Now, is this the deal that some of the songs that were on that first record you did on this one as well, just differently, or?
Yeah, a couple of them, because there's some good songs, and the whole world isn't going to get to hear them from our independent record, and we didn't want to waste them, I'm Not Your Man is one of them. That's the single now, and they're just really good songs. You just don't want to waste them. You want everybody to hear them if possible. So those are the ones on there. Then there's 6 songs on there that we didn't do before also. So but whatever are the best songs, that's what you want to put on your record.
Now, Chris and Rob, just to get you back into the conversation here, the album was produced by Rick Chertoff, right, who has done some other major stuff.
Hooters, Cyndi Lauper, Patti Smythe.
How was it working with him?
It was great.
Yeah, he's great to work with.
He's a guy who really believed in what we wanted to do with the music. Like, some of the things he's done before, I guess, are a little different than what we did. And he was looking forward to our project because it's a little more raw and more rock and roll. So that worked out really good, and he really believed in us and went with us in our direction. It worked out really well.
The music's actually is a combination of several different types of music. The raw sound, as you say. You have your own influences.
Yeah, well, we're blues influenced and rock and roll, Chuck Berry, I mean, roots rock and roll influenced, but we're also, you know, the songs are really pop songs, a lot of them, so we kind of have our own funky mix of everything that's going on. And I just want to say about Rick, the nice thing about Rick was, right, he's done, you know, Hooters records and Patti Smythe and Cyndi Lauper and some pretty slick stuff, and we made a great sounding record, but it's us. You know, Rick was a great producer. He didn't want to change us. He believed in what we did. He wanted to take the best of what we do and enhance that. And I think that's what a record producer should do, ultimately. I think we had a really good producer-artist relationship.
Did you play a lot of the songs like live to tape, or was there, did you use the dubbings more? Or?
Well, you do a little bit of both. We would play like a couple, like the drums and bass and guitar. Actually, we'd play most of the stuff all at once and then keep what was good. And sometimes, you know, the drums and bass would be all that was good, and sometimes some more stuff would be good. So, you know, that's the way to get, if you can get it, that's going to be, those are going to be your best tracks because they're going to be really live and they're going to be really, you know, punchy sounding, and they're going to sound like one take. And I mean, that's the way they used to make records in the old days. There's a lot of great old records,
Way back
you know, and there's a lot of great new records too, and there's no one way to make a record. So whatever it takes to make the song come out and to make a great record, that's what you're trying to do. We don't have any codes that we go by. You know?
Right. You were speaking about your influences. A couple of them are on your guitar, which you brought along. This is the guitar that was in Rolling Stone magazine, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Let's make
we
sure
call
that
it
we can
Mother.
get a shot here. You call it what?
Mother.
Mother?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about Mother.
Well, it's a 1969 Guild X500. It's a beauty, really. Slightly worn, and it's you know, I started. Who was the first person? The first person I got on there was Dickie Betts,
Okay,
who
let's
was
show
on the
it here.
back, but he's now kind of scratched off. Then I got Nick Lowe. Nick Lowe's on here. You can kind of Nick Lowe. He wrote "Use sparingly, Tommy," which I ignored altogether. I didn't use sparingly, but I'm a big Nick Lowe fan, and I loved Rock Pile and all this. So what I try to do is get people who I'm a fan of, and I hope I'm not spoiling my chances to get future autographs by embarrassing people, but anyway, Steve Jones from the Sex Pistols, the greatest punk rock band ever. Johnny Ramone, the greatest American punk rock band ever. John Lee Hooker, Chubby Checker, rock and roll classic, Dave Edmunds, Nick Lowe's buddy, and Al Cohn, jazz tenor player. I'm a big jazz fan too. And this is Chrissie Hynde, kind of the
Before she met Jim Kerr, I can tell.
no, I think she was. Jim wasn't there at the time, but anyway, she knew all these guys, Steve Jones and Nick Lowe and Dave Edmunds, and she was really nice. And hi, Chrissie, remember me? And she was really nice, and she said, you know, oh, I want to make it bigger than the other guys. She said, I got to find a good spot. Where's the best spot? She really took her time, and took about 45 minutes. Most of the other guys take about 2 minutes.
But
And
she did her best.
she did the
took a
best.
long time.
Yeah.
That's her eye
We
makeup.
just sat in, that's her
That's her
mascara.
eyeliner.
All
Yeah.
three of us were there. It was backstage.
Yeah, we were all-
opened up for her. And
But she wasn't satisfied. So she had to. So she said, "How about if I put my eyeliner in there?" And which we thought was a
Really
great
like
idea.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah, very cool.
Hey, you mentioned that you opened up for Chrissie Hynde. You guys have also opened up for other big bands.
a few,
Brian Adams.
David Bowie, 2 gigs in Philly one time.
Uh-huh.
Last August, I think it was.
Pretenders, Robert Palmer. Who else did we do?
Shouldn't
Greg
forget
Allman,
anyone.
a lot of people. Oh man, there's way too many to remember. Nick Lowe, Dave Edmunds. We played with Charlie Sexton, Belinda Carlisle. For a while there, especially when we were a 3-piece band, we were the king of the opening bands in Philly because just practically
You
3
just
pieces
put on
is
stage.
easy to get on and off, and you know we're kind of an up, easy to take band.
But then these guys spoiled it all, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they ruined it. We're not an open band anymore.
Now, when you quoted as saying that you'll really know you made it when you play to a happening audience in Los Angeles,
Did I say that?
I think you did.
Hey,
it's on that bio, man. I read
okay,
it.
all right. See, that's why I told you about bias. But anyway, it will be neat. I think what I probably meant at the time was what I'm really looking forward to, and I think we're all looking forward to, is really going on the road and getting on that bus or van or whatever it may be, and cruising around and playing to brand new audiences, and you know, that'll feel great. That's going to be exciting because we've been playing a lot of gigs for 4 years, and we feel like we've kind of got it down, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So something new would be interesting.